All right. Good morning. Happy Thursday to everybody, and welcome to another Engineering the Markets. My name is Jared, and today is November 4th, 2021. So I figure we'll start off like we always do on Thursdays and take a look at the market in relation to the expected move on the week. Now, we've been in a very bullish market for the past 3 to 4 weeks, ever since we had our larger correction to the downside. We did see a significant recovery, and so far that recovery has been facilitated by a very momentum based rally, not too much in the way of pullbacks and even some sort of false signals at certain key points. So worth mentioning that over the past couple of weeks, the SPX has been testing or slightly breaching its upside expected move week in and week out. And currently on Thursday's session, we are sitting near the expected move for the week, which, as we noted at the beginning of the week, is marked off at approximately 46.70. Now, the market did expand the expected move range into this week, due mostly to the fact that we had the FOMC meeting this past Wednesday. And the idea was that the market was anticipating a little bit more volatility inside of this week compared to the previous week, which of course was still a very bullish thrust to the upside. Now, those minutes have come and gone. The announcement has been stated. We are seeing the Fed announce that they will begin tapering beginning this month. And it looks as if they're going from approximately 120 billion in treasury and mortgage-backed security purchasing. They're reducing that down by approximately 15 billion per month. And that should continue until they either decide they are at a stable point or they reduce their asset purchasing down to zero. So if we are looking at just the numbers, it's more than likely going to be about a 10 billion reduction in those treasuries and about a 5 billion reduction in mortgage-backed securities if things are sort of skewed and the ratios of those purchases are equivalent. So market tended to appreciate that information. We had a bullish reaction into the FOMC. And as we sit near that expected move high, the question then remains, okay, so what's next? Obviously, we did not have a correction or a bearish reaction. Market did not necessarily react very strongly to the downside as we saw back in 2013. But we are in an elevated position on the charts. So the question remains, are we looking at more upside, or are we simply waiting for that final sort of buying climax high to present itself? And then the market's going to see, once again, the eventual pullback that is needed, setting up for a potential daily higher low. Well, a few things might give us some clues. As we shift over into our SPY, and as we can also review something like the ES futures, the marketplace is trying to creep back into what was a pre-established uptrend line. Now, this is a bit of a dynamic resistance point for the market. It often just acts as a guide, whether we're in a more bullish context or sort of breaching that trend and reestablishing a new trend on a different axis. In this case, the ES was having some difficulty clearing this trend line, and this was that first sort of false negative signal or false positive signal to the downside. But as you can see, the market grinded higher. We are actually trying to reclaim this trend. And as the market continues to push higher, we're looking at lower time frame bullish trends to get any clues as to whether this is going to pull back at any time. So for example, something like the 1 hour is often a guide. When you're looking at these lower time frame trends and trying to anticipate something like a daily high being set or even a daily swing low, establishing a new sort of buying point for the market, it can be beneficial to start on lower time frames because we're not going to get a daily trend change or even a daily high without the lower time frame trends being broken. So for example, on the 1 hour, market has had a couple of oscillations back and forth, but ultimately we're still in a very strong bullish uptrend. We're finding buying points near either the 20 or the 50. These are leading to new swing highs. And from the daily context, we have only once set a significant lower high compared to the previous day's close, this sort of false signal that occurred near all-time highs. So markets continue to grind. We're seeing lots of follow through across the board, but another possible area to consider is something like the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ has our bullish channel that we like to reference for good risk-defined buying opportunities and ultimately either profit zones or potential short opportunities if you are looking for the opposite play. And the Qs have hit their target in relation to this channel. Not only have we made new highs in the NASDAQ, but we are testing channel resistance. Now, as we've seen, this channel resistance is not necessarily a perfect short indicator. It often will be breached slightly. And then in the weekly perspective, a signal needs to be made in order for this to return to our channel low, ultimately offering the same cyclical buying opportunity that we saw back in October. So moving into this week and how the market is shaping up, the upside potential may become less and less attractive as we are getting into these elevated zones. And as we don't necessarily have horizontal resistance to refer to, new all-time highs makes that extremely challenging. We're simply looking to see, is the market running out of steam? Are we running out of that bullish momentum and simply waiting for the next pullback, which so far has yet to come? Last but not least, our IWM. We've talked extensively about this product. And of course, with our breakout of this multi-month range, we're finally seeing that extension into new all-time highs. Ultimately, this is an index to keep on watch. Pullbacks are likely going to be worth considering for buys. And once we do form that pullback, I'll be looking at things like the 20 and 50 as they provided the initial sort of buy signal after retesting what is the true range high. We talked about this a little bit in depth. The idea that this buying climax high was tested multiple times and finally confirmed on the breakout on November 1st. So as always, congrats to those who took those trades. Congrats to the bulls who are still in dominant positions overall. And what are some key stocks or areas of the market that would need to exhaust in order for the market to have that significant pullback? Well, first off, we'd probably want to look at one of our strongest sectors, and that's going to be the XLY at this time. The XLY has been extending itself to the upside, and we know that one stock in particular is forcing this market higher. That's going to be the likes of Tesla. Now, An interesting note about Tesla. Tesla is a company that holds significant market cap. So when we go into our phase scores, we pull down stock highlights and we look at the market cap section, we see that Tesla is approximately a $1.2 trillion company. Pretty notable in regards to the size of our large market cap companies. Not the largest, ultimately, that still is held by stocks like Apple and Microsoft, but does hold some weight. Now, what makes that interesting? What about that is worth considering? Well, as we know, Tesla is moving in a fashion that is not typical of a company that holds that type of market cap. Essentially, it is moving much more volatile and much more quickly than some of our large market cap leaders. We can also make that argument about stocks like NVIDIA, which if we pull up its phase score and simply look at its market cap, we're seeing that this company, while volatile to the upside, only holds about 600 to 660 billion in its total market cap. So Tesla's a little special. It kind of has its own characteristic to it. And a way to visualize this or to wrap your head around the volatility is to look at something like the option chain. Now, this is something you can do with the actual price movement, which often is referred to as the historical volatility. But you can also look at implied volatility, what the option market is dictating price movement to be, and ultimately attempting to price into option contracts, series after series. We know that Tesla has already reported its earnings, so there really isn't that elevated IV existing in this chain at this time. Instead, we're seeing potentially some gamma exposure and that accelerated momentum shift to the upside. Basically, a little bit of a gamma squeeze as shorts continue to fail to find the top side of Tesla, and that continues to push to its own new all-time highs. What makes this interesting and how this all comes together is observing things like the IV ranking or the IV percentages per chain. You can also look at that ranking percentage in the statistics, something like IV percentile and how that remains elevated compared to 52-week highs and lows, basically showing that Tesla is gaining IV expansion throughout the past couple of weeks, and that percentage is growing in time, with the total IV sitting at 77%. So when you have a stock like Tesla moving this way, basically making new all-time highs, but also expanding its range significantly, and when you think about its market cap, you can think of it in terms of percentages. So for example, over the last week, we'll just measure the last 5 days of movement. Tesla has gained approximately one day I'll learn my lesson. And I did it again. Sorry about that. Tesla has gained approximately 15%. We'll just kind of measure from low to high. So Tesla has moved approximately 15% to the upside. When you think about the market cap percentage and how all of our index products are weighted by market cap, that is a notable increase in the total market cap holding of the NASDAQ 100 and the SPX. When you go to a stock like Microsoft, which is also making new all-time highs and also gaining movement to the upside, a stock like Microsoft, which 1, 2, 3, 4, let's go ahead and measure from the same point here. We're just looking at the past 5 days of movement, has only gained about 4 to 5%. Now, when you're talking in percentages in this way, you have to look at market cap because the difference is going to be related to in regards to market cap. So Microsoft's holding about 2.5 trillion in market cap. Definitely our largest player. It's the largest company in the S&P. It actually surpassed Apple a few days prior. But in those percentage terms, think about how that affects the overall index that we review. Tesla gaining 15% in the past 5 days with a market cap of 1.2 trillion is actually more significant compared to a stock like Microsoft, which has only gained about 5% and yet holds double the market cap. You can essentially think that Tesla has applied an extra 50% of market cap compared to Microsoft. And the same can apply to Apple, which over the past 5 days has really not moved that much, and yet it holds that 2.5 billion market cap. But once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we just measure from the past 5 days, and ultimately Apple has only gained about 1 to 1.5%. So the context here, the idea here is that the market is being driven by certain key stocks. And ultimately, if you're looking to fade this market, you may want to also focus on those key stocks, because as the market continues to grind higher, plenty of our large market cap leaders are making new all-time highs. They're basically going parabolic. And until we see selling pressure in these key names, and more notably, until we see a significant top being set in Tesla, the market may continue to move in that momentum direction, because ultimately the market cap and the volatility expansion of Tesla, the fact that it is moving in higher percentages than some of our large market cap leaders, is going to drive that index higher, or these products higher. Now, last but not least, of course, we need to consider Amazon as another key name in discretionaries that did have a bit of a strong push to the upside as of yesterday. These are not insignificant moves, but when we're just talking about location and position in the charts and looking at the lack of resistance at all-time highs, Tesla is definitely a stock to watch. We're trying to find where the momentum is stalling, and ultimately each and every day we're climbing that ladder, basically yet to put in that pivot. And so far actually trapping more shorts, as each and every day there looks to be a potential zone of interest. Yesterday and the day prior, it looked as if 1200 was going to be a short-term top, and that of course has been breached. So all in all, keep these on watch. If you're looking to fade this market, or basically looking for a possible profit target, it may be worth watching these names and finding that profit zone in the topping action of a key stock. Now, our more notable sectors, financials and energy, possibly seeing more upside, as we know that yesterday's reaction caused a bit of volatility in the bond market. As we look at the TLT, and as we shift into the TNX to see the effects of the 10-year interest rate, we can see that things were shaken up a bit by the Fed. Ultimately, if this is to continue, this was just a first day reaction so far, but the TLT being a guide, that is in all respects a major engulfing pattern. We've taken the past 5 days of volatility and chop and basically confirmed that we are looking for lower prices. So keep this on watch. Look to see if we can breach that swing low and ultimately push back down to our more notable low back before this counter rally began. And if that does occur, With bonds heading lower, that can be sort of the initial catalyst to cause some stall in our tech stocks, our consumer discretionary stocks, some of our key leaders, and basically force money flow into different areas of the market. For that, as always, keeping our key sectors like financials and energy, also keeping an eye on materials. This is one that has had significant recovery and is ultimately starting to breach back into the topside range. We saw about 2 days of bullish activity, notable bullish volume on the breakout. Same thing with industrials, not in as strong of a position, but pushing that resistance, that swing high resistance. And then with the new sort of paradigm shift possibly occurring with IWM acting as a leader, it might be worth also looking into what industries and sectors are causing this strength. Very notable bullish activity in biotech. Past couple of days has seen pretty much an all-out trend pushing into the 200-day moving average. Maybe worth considering a buying opportunity if we can pull back, define risk, and ultimately see that breakout. Same idea with healthcare, significant recovery. The look of these charts is exactly what we did for the indices. It simply took additional time for it to occur. And with healthcare, we were looking at this range and ultimately the definition of support at that range to get us out of our downtrend and facilitate the bullish move. So repeating the cycle, basically nothing is changing. Nothing's different about what we're analyzing here. It's just different times, different moments of activity, and basically putting on the same type of risk. Using options for spreads, using support levels as key levels of interest, and seeing if the market is responding in kind. Looking for trend changes, or even looking for continuation in the case of this, this bullish push. Last but not least, keeping that clean eye on the dollar. Essentially, not much to say here. We've seen lots of back and forth with the dollar, very non-directional over the past couple of sessions. But the main concern has been this strong impulsive rally off of the 50. So far, the dollar has yet to sort of give up and roll over. And depending on how you draw these support levels, we're kind of looking for a very clear downtrend to form if we are continuing to be bullish in this market. This ultimately has potential, but as you can see, we're already testing the top side of that swing high. So keep all this in mind. The dollar is still providing a bit of risk to this market, but volatility coming off after yesterday's session, skew continuing to rise. Draw this in the style best used. Skew continuing to rise. Usually markets can sort of ride a bullish wave in more of a wall of worry, or just kind of grinding to the upside as skew continues to rise. People are pricing in downside risk. That risk is not coming. The higher the prices go, the more they attempt to protect their downside. They hedge to the downside. Skew will continue to rise in those environments. And I think that's pretty much it. I indicated that this might be a bit of a shorter session. Ultimately, we want to stick with our stocks in play. We're still in earnings season. So some names that may be worth considering today. mRNA, seeing a bearish reaction after earnings, breaching that 300 price level for the first time in quite a while, and coming into notable support on the bounce. So we want to simply mark these areas see where mRNA stalls, and ultimately for day trading, look for that 295 to see if we get a bullish bounce or if the market is willing to break that low on this earnings gap down. Some other names, we've talked about Tesla, Lucid, and NEO continue to be in play. Bidding slightly higher with Lucid, NEO grinding to relative highs. Coming into that 200-day moving average, notable resistance so far. Markets do respond pretty well to the 200. Always be looking from a day trading perspective to go against the 200. And if it breaches through it, then that can be sort of that sentiment shift. We're thinking more in timeframes like this versus what's occurring over the past couple of sessions. Also very notable support for things like short-term swing trades if you see confirmation. And let's see, that last but not least, try to remember the last one I was interested in. Where is it? Oh, yes. QCOM. Bullish push into earnings. Significant gap up after earnings. We're seeing a push to 153 at this time. Worth noting that QCOM has an interesting level of resistance that has been breached. And also worth noting that there is a new range level it is attempting to also break out from, approximately 150, 152. Keep in mind this candle here, while setting a new high in relation to this range, is simply a test candle. You often want to mark the actual high that was set and the one that stalled the bullish move before the trend was broken. So more notable interest in 150, 152 versus this daily high at 152.28. And sure, we can look at Roku as well. That is one of interest, breaking down after earnings. Notable loss of 280, and looks like we lost key support as well here. So, all right. So as always, thank y'all for a great week in analysis. Worth mentioning, won't be on Friday. So y'all have a great Friday and a great rest of your trading session. Stay on for pre-market prep as always. And if y'all have any questions, feel free to reach out. We'll talk more next week, and hopefully we can see some more opportunity coming our way in regards to this FOMC being out of the way, more earnings, more catalysts, and ultimately more volatility to take advantage of. So trade safe, and we'll talk more then.
All right, good morning. Oh, hold on a second. Let me turn on the chat room sound. There you go. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market prep. I hope you're having an amazing morning. Hope you had a great day yesterday. Good morning, Norm. How you doing today?
Hey, good morning, brother. I am doing well. Thank you, Peter, for covering me yesterday. Had a brief power outage that happened right before the show went on the air, so he hopped on in the last minute. He's very good at that. Thank you very much. Glad to be back.
Yes, indeed, man. Appreciate Peter stepping in there as usual. All right, guys, let's get to it. Yesterday we had a very very nice day as far as our gappers list, our watch list, starting with BBBY. Man, this thing was just a beauty. Let's log into our 5 minute. So here, 5 minute charts, and actually though 5 minutes doesn't do justice to it, the 1 minute is the one I traded this on. Looks so much better. There it is. Here's the 1 minute. You could tell here the weakness on this thing off the bat. Sells down here right to this level, loses that again, and just continues on down, holding on to the 9 moving average, eventually slamming into the 20, but again right back down. So again, just entirely a week yesterday on BBBY. That was an amazing trade. We also had OC. By the way, you know who took that trade? Average Joe Trader. An
Ed,
amazing
yeah.
trade. Yeah, Ed took that in the small chat room yesterday. An amazing trade there. Here's OCGN. OCGN also was very weak. It held on to the 9 moving average here. Beautiful downtrend the entire day. Really, again, this thing had popped up. It looked like it was going to be strong, but just gave it all back there. Here was a AMC. AMC was choppy. Not much to see here. It did get better later in the day, but the start of this one was not great. By the time you got an opportunity on this, there were so many other things moving well that you would have been in like not ATBI, that was bad, very choppy here, but like Lucid, ATBI. By the way, before I move on, this is typical ATVI action. I'm not surprised at all. Again, they don't trade very well. We only see them when there's some kind of news that gaps up or down on this thing, and then usually not a great day trade anyway. So I'm not surprised by that. But here's Lucid. Lucid trading very clean yesterday. Beautiful pop here, going all the way to 37 from opening around 34. So again, nice continuation. You did get a beautiful pattern here as well. Just look at this pop, and you do get a nice pullback to the moving averages, and then right back up. So that was nice. You get a little bit of top yet towards the middle of the day, then a little bit of a drop, but still very nice trade yesterday on Lucid. So that is what we had. Let's go into our gappers list this morning. And as we suspect, with everything going on, there's tons of stuff in the red and in the green today. I mean, just insane number of tickers this morning. We'll get through. Some of them are completely new to us. I don't think we ever had them on our list, but we'll see how they are playing this morning. Noah, what's the latest and greatest on the SPY today?
Yeah, so I mean, yesterday we had the FOMC announcement. Took us to all-time highs after that. A lot of people were saying, everything was baked in. Apparently not. We'll see how it goes for the next couple of days. All the data we had for the day just dropped at 8:30. Hasn't really done a whole lot to the markets. We're essentially where we were 5 minutes ago. No big changes there. We'll see how we continue off yesterday.
Yep, absolutely. It's gonna definitely should be interesting today, depending how things roll out here. All right, let's get to our gappers list this morning. Here we go. Let's remove what we had from yesterday. Control A, Control X cleans that up, and we'll start over here with EVAX. So EVAX this morning, they're up 184%. Low flow sitting at 9.4 million shares float. Let's take a look here at the action on the daily. Just this one pop. Oh no, hold on. This is not today. This is today? No. This is more of today. All right, so again, we got some action here. Not sure about this one, guys. We'll put it on here. We'll come back to it. It's definitely got volume. It's got the pop. Definitely in play. EV AX low flow so far. BGFV. This was not looking so good. Low flow, but here only 112,000, so that's not great. Heading on down to QCOM. QCOM is up 10%. Nice pop on QCOM. Earnings last
Hey,
night.
bud.
Yeah.
I would throw that EVX away. You got a 20
Yeah.
you got a 20-cent spread. I see no news on it. It's special.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's popping up. It's got no shares for short. It's at the bottom of the range it's sitting in. Consider
Yeah.
that. I mean,
Yeah.
keep it on there for now, but consider taking that off in a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
see, and it's a 9 million share float. I'm not seeing much special on that.
Hey man, you are the low flow king. You tell us to take it off, we take it off without thinking about it. But yeah, I agree with you 100%. If it doesn't start coming back up here and looking nicer, yeah, we're gonna get rid of this thing. We left off at QCOM. QCOM looks like earning last night. Yeah, post market earnings.
Earnings
November
last night.
3rd. Yeah,
getting
yeah.
upgrades this morning. Yeah.
It's tough to put this one on here because we know how choppy it can be. But I gotta say, this is a great pre-market action for them. 762,000. They're not the best intraday trading stock, but they're very strong this morning. We'll definitely keep them on here. Hitting all-time highs.
Trade well today, I think.
Yeah, not hitting all-time highs,
No.
but definitely up here quite nicely.
Note that gap fill that it put in.
Yeah, yeah.
Pre-market.
So definitely like that. QCOM on deck, guys. BGFV, no good. We looked at that already. FSLY, we haven't seen this one in a while. What has this thing been up to? Up 5.3, 205. Not the best pre-market activity. It's funny. This one, it can be a hit or miss. You do have some days where it does very well, but for the most part, it's not a great intraday trading stock. I'm not seeing anything great on it, guys. Maybe a possible. Maybe if we can get better. I like the pop. That's about it.
I'll have
not seeing anything.
List.
Yeah, you
remember this. So they had earnings last night. Note that this was the company largely responsible for a large internet outage several months ago. Nobody had ever heard of them before. Most people still don't know what they do. Actually, Andrew shared something with us, the team, last week, and it was a video clip of a guy being airing on CNBC, a stock guru. And he mentioned that he's going all into Fastly, and the anchor's like, sir, can you tell me what Fastly does? And he says, sorry, my feed's cutting out. I can't hear you. What? And that was it.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what they do.
Yeah, his camera feed was crystal clear.
But this is the company that was largely responsible for that large outage recently.
Oh man, funny stuff. We'll keep this one here, guys. 206 right now, up 5%. Had a decent day yesterday. Let's see where this goes today. Here's IonQ. We've seen this on our list in the last couple of days. Their daily looks great though. I mean, I just don't know how the intraday is on this thing. Pre-market doesn't look great. Let's take a look at yesterday's action. You can't put too much weight on this because everything dropped yesterday and kind of pushed up. So I won't put too much weight on it, but I'm not sure about this one. I'll put it as a possible. I know their day looks interesting. Their news was weird, right? They were I forget what they were doing, but their catalyst was not great, I believe. All right, we'll keep it on here. TLRY this morning, they are. Let's wait for it. Low. They are.
Holy.
They are looking horrible right now. So I don't see anything great here, guys. Looks like last night they had something going on. Not earnings. Earnings was last month. So I don't know what's causing this pop here. But again, I don't see anything great on this one. All right, we will stop here. Oh, let's look at Z because Z was active yesterday. I did not keep it on my list. What did
Zed?
Zed. Ah, Zed was nice. Zed was actually pretty decent. Again, it did trade very well. Nice short there. BBBY, since I know that was a very, very good one for a lot of us yesterday. This morning, they are pretty much flat. I don't know. We might not see anything great out of them now. They don't got the volume this morning. We'll have to see. Could be a good continuation towards the downside, right? They're not looking pretty hot right now.
That's what I'm looking for on BBBY.
Yeah. Probably closest gap.
They have room down to about, what is that, 1750 on that gap.
Yep.
We'll see.
So we'll see. Might not happen right away, guys. We might need to give this a little bit of time. But yeah, I see that as well, Norm. I like that one.
The only thing I'm hesitant about, you'll see right there sitting on the, what is that, the 50 on the daily. And the other issue here is it's a meme stock, so you got to be careful because if they decide to believe it still has a pretty high short float, 45 is what TI is saying. So if Wall Street Bets decided to start to come squeeze it, maybe it could turn it around. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. You never want to stay in this one if it starts to
be watching
push
price
up
action,
higher.
see how it acts.
Absolutely. All right, moving on to, let's see what's gapping down, guys. LSPD here, it is down 19% this morning, 386,000. Their daily looks horrible, doesn't get a whole lot of volume for the most part. Today, their pre-market action does look good. Let's check their float here is at 126 million. Spread right now 40 cents. That's not good. It has to get better as far as order flow and price action here. I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe a possible. I doubt I'll keep this one here. I hope that I find something better. Here's mRNA this morning. Actually, BBBY, I like it more on a main list, not a possible. Excuse me. Let me move this one up. I like this one. Again, it's not.
Yeah,
It's
LSPD had earnings this morning.
Yeah. All right, we'll see how those earnings work out here. Not looking good right now, down 20%. Let's see if that spread has to get better. Oh, that's a little better there, but we'll see.
Yeah, but it's pretty thin on the level too, frankly.
Yeah.
You've got shares. If you look at the ask, well, they were at 80.11, and then the 100 shares left, and now they've got 100 shares up at 80.40, it looks like. So it's pretty spotty in there as far as liquidity. I'd want to see.
You want
I'd
to see a
want to
lot
see
more.
that fill in after. Yeah.
Yep. It's got to get a lot more going here. And we might not get that because if you look at their daily, they don't get a whole lot of volume, guys. They're down here. Is this less than? Yeah, it's like around 1 million shares for the last week. That's not good. So we might not get that. Careful on that one. mRNA definitely in play, guys. We'll throw this one on here. Jared did speak about this one a little bit in his engineering the markets right here. 1.4 million. They are down 14%. This thing is just taking a nice little hit here after pre-market earnings this morning. So looking good there. OCGN, we looked at NRG, no good. SPWR, horrible. SKLZ, I don't like this one. I mean, it's got, no, I don't like that one. Roku, wow, down to 7.1 here. After hours earnings on Roku looks like 215,000. This could be interesting. I like
small
Roku.
account chat room. Ed was trading Roku in the post-market session yesterday.
Nice.
If you guys haven't had a chance, he's got a first of all, for those of you who haven't heard, most likely probably on YouTube, Ed Martin from Average Joe Trader has come over and he is now effective this week a part of Bearable Traders. He has his own chat room within Bearable Traders. He is highly focused on trading earnings so go over and check it out if you haven't, because it's awesome to watch.
Yeah,
it's a different trading. I mean, Bearable Traders started as Andrew and Brian, and has added moderators over time and added people in this main chat. We all have a little bit of a different trading style. Ed is once again very different from all of us, so it's interesting. You can catch a little bit from each person.
Yeah, I agree 100%. So definitely go and check them out, guys. All right, Roku is good. We'll keep that on here. NVAX also down on here a little bit, 7.5. I like mRNA instead. MTTR this morning. No, that's not looking good. All right, we'll stop here. I think we got a decent list. Not long, but we have a nice list here. QCOM, BBBY, mRNA, and Roku. I mean, these are looking pretty nice this morning. Norm, anything that you like that we might have not covered yet?
I'm going to throw this out there. GME. I've got no reason to right now, but it might get going later today. As a possible.
Yeah.
Not as
GME.
Trade this right now. Yeah.
Not jump in.
Don't jump into that right now.
Yeah.
It might get interesting later.
Yeah. We'll keep Jimmy on here, guys. Thanks, Norm. All right, let's start here with Dan. Dan, we'll start with you. American Airlines had a nice. Oh, you told me they had a nice ORB yesterday. All right, maybe secondary. Let's take a look there. American Airlines. Yeah, that's a nice day yesterday. Nice. Man, they're pretty quiet though as far as volume, Dan. So I'm gonna have to wait on this one a little bit. We need to see a little bit more to see if this thing is gonna continue. On their daily, they are hitting a great area of resistance right over here. That is nice. That could be interesting if they are going to be strong, but I don't know. I have my thoughts that you're probably not going to see that. We'll have to see. NKLA this morning, pretty quiet as far as volume. I like the daily for a possible breakout, but again, just pre-market action is too quiet for me. And NKLA is one of those stocks that can trade many more times horrible than it can trade good. So I'll stay away from that one. Food2 has some good pre-market actions the last couple of days, very active, but hasn't really traded well. I mean, look at this action at the open yesterday. It's just not clean, very, very choppy here, very spotty. They had one day here, I believe it was 2 days ago, where they traded very well in the intraday, but outside of that, I'm not seeing a whole lot here.
Check out
Yeah.
But yeah, Futu's but
Yeah, no good.
DBGI is running. Just started a few minutes ago. See if it holds. I'm unconvinced. They said they're going to start. They're going to accept crypto as payment.
Very nice.
Yeah.
We had this on our list before, right? DBGI.
Yeah.
It sounds familiar. What's the float on this? DBGI. We're looking at a 5. So let's throw it down here in our low flow stock, DBGI. There we go.
Told
Right,
you it'd give me something
2.4.
better to get rid of EVAX.
Yeah, no, I agree. EVAX, yeah, it's not looking good, guys. We'll get rid of it. If it gets better, throw it back out to us, but it's just not looking good right now. DBGI looking a whole lot better right now. We got to give it a little bit here and see where this goes, but I like that one much, much better. Let's take a look at Neo from Chris. What do we have here? Oops. Let's type this in here. Neo, let's link this up. There we go. So Neo this morning, they are pretty much up 2.2 right now, 1 million. I like the number of shares being traded at the moment. I like the way they're sitting at in the daily. This could be a good possible. If we can get some explosion out of this one, could be nice. So I like that one for a possible there. Neo is good. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Chris. Lucid was a nice yesterday, guys. Beautiful start of the day. They're daily. Let's get rid of all these levels because we now have overlapping highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. Their levels are looking, their daily is looking very good here for a possible continuation, right? You kind of have like an ABCD pattern on the bigger time frame. You have the volume, 1 million shares traded. If they can get, again, for them, it's all about, let's pick a direction, guys. If they can get a direction going, they can trade well. I like them this morning for a continuation. We'll put them on here. Heading down, we have Fabio, you're giving us Tesla and Nvidia. We'll take a look at those. Tesla this morning, yeah, Tesla the daily. It's just, I'm not going to trade it. I know that. Just the price action up here is a little weird for me. But yeah, they're in play, guys. You like Tesla. Tesla's in play, has been in play for the last 2 weeks. I mean, this thing is just wild. Look at the daily candles on here, how wide they are. You're getting tons of movements, like $150 move each day here. This thing is just wild. What's the all-time highs here now? 1250? 1250 right on here. Yeah, so definitely in play. We'll put it here as a possible because I'm not going to trade it, but I'll definitely like to watch it. Tesla. There we go. Tesla is good. Nvidia this morning also very strong, continuing this trend here. 1.2. That's a lot of volume for Nvidia. 1.2 million in the pre-market. I know they've been very active, but that's very high volume. Is there anything additional going on with these guys? Because that is definitely some good volume. You know what? There might be a couple of block trades in here though, because of this candle here. So maybe that's what's causing that. Yeah, we'll put it as a possible because it's still great volume. Nvidia 1.2 up 2.3 this morning. Lucid we did look at already. AMC we do have. No, we don't. We have GameStop. AMC. AMC pretty much flat right now, 681,000. You know, if GameStop gets going, Norm, AMC could be a potential one. You know how these meme stocks like to all kind of roll together sometimes. So maybe a possible here. We'll have to see. They're not there yet, guys. So we might drop this one off. It's not there yet, but it has some potential. DBGI, we have, Norm gave us that one. Neo, we have, very good. NVIDIA, we looked at. Futu, no good right now. I think we're pretty good, guys. Let's head over to YouTube and see what we have on this end over here. DBGI just popped up. Yeah, that one is good. Oh, here we go. Harry, my friend, thank you so much for the super chat donation. $5 bomb there. Good morning, fellas. Hope everyone has a great day. Check out MRK. We'll definitely check that one out. Thank you so much for that $5 donation going to the Alzheimer's is this month, correct? Yes. Yep.
Thank you, Harry.
Thank you, Harry, for that. Let's take a look at MRK. MRK this morning. You know what? This company.
I love you and thank you for your donation, but no. It's 2.5 billion share float.
It's tricky.
You know, you have one candle on your screen. It moved like $2 that day. What, a week or so ago? Has a catalyst. There's an antiviral pill approved, I believe, in the UK for COVID. It's awesome news. 2.5 billion share float is trying to turn around an aircraft carrier. So maybe I'm wrong, but
and you see it in the price section, man. It's very, very weird. We have some good volume, especially. But you guys remember this gap up here, right? This was huge. It did move well here. Then it's just the rest of this drop here looks good on the daily. But we were watching this stock because, man, after a move like this was on our radar. The price action was horrible. It was not clean. Very, very, like you said, it's like turning a huge aircraft. It's It's brutal. It's
Especially,
brutal.
I mean, there are people that can trade it. It's just not my bag. We've got so many other options on here that are going to have such better moves, I believe. I think that's my,
Yeah. Yep. Agreed. All right, let's head down here on Hans. You're giving us new. Is that a ticker or a company name? What is that? No, it's not a ticker. All right, heading on down. Apps
Nucor?
APSS. Is that Nucor?
NU, right? Nucor is a name of a company. It's not the
not the ticker, right? Yeah. So I'm not sure the ticker is for that.
I don't ever trade Nucor.
Yeah, it's a bad one. It's bad like this one here. Apps.
Not NUE is Nucor.
We'll take a look at that next. Actually, take a look at it now. NUE.
Yeah. And Greg A has a point here. Better for swing trading.
Yeah, so. This is definitely in the no category, guys. This is not looking good.
It's a steel producer or steel manufacturer, excuse me.
And very light on volume too. APAS as well, not looking too good. APPS, this one here, not looking great. Had a big drop yesterday, but this pre-market doesn't look exciting. They don't get a great volume. I highly doubt they're going to continue what they did yesterday today. They might just go back into a regular trading zone here. So I highly doubt this company is going to do another drop like it did like that yesterday. And even then, you're going from 85 to 72 with only 12 million. That's not going to look pretty at that price range. That price action, so just got to be careful on that one. Heading down, OCGN, that one has been good the last couple of days. Very active. Yeah, I like this one. OCGN is nice. This is very good. This could replace like a QCOM or something on my list. 4.6 here. Look at this drop continuation you're getting. Man, what a rejection, guys. What a rejection. This is nice. How come that did not hit our scanners? Did it? It did.
One.
OCGN it was not on our scanners earlier.
It's on our gap down.
It's on now. Yeah, see it here.
I'm sure you looked at it.
Oh, interesting.
All
right, we have it on now, which is the good thing. BTTX. No, look at this daily. Oh man, no, I don't like this one, guys. No good here. All right, let's stop here, guys. I think we have a pretty decent list this morning. We have QCOM on here, even though it can trade a little funky. Looks good this morning. BBBY, possible.
I think it's a good day for QCOM.
Yeah, possible continuation today. mRNA, very nice. We might be too extended by the time we get to this one. Roku's quiet. This might be more of a possible, but I like the drop on Roku, and I know they can have an ugly pre-market and still trade very well. Here's Lucid, very active on this daily, looking for some strength there. And we have OCGN just taking a nice little drop here. So looking good, guys. Let's get over to our community announcements and events. We'll come back and fine-tune this list in a second.
All right, guys. Kyle's, is this correct? Is this the Kyle's webinar is posted. Important metrics to journal the next week, Tuesday, 9 p.m. November 9th, 8 p.m. Eastern. Mike's going to be how to find your trading strategy to meet your trading goals, specifically how to find something that fits your personality and fine-tune your strategy for that. Dr. Kenneth Reeds, I just demoted him. Basic market dynamics webinar was last night, will be posted very soon if it's not up already. And then our Creda is going to be here next Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern, talking in her money mindset series, building $1 million mindset. All right. As Carlos mentioned earlier, any of the super chat revenue is going to be matched dollar for dollar by Andrew, donated to the Fisher Center for Alzheimer's Research Foundation this month. Thank you very much. If you want to participate in the member trade of the day, trade of the week, take a screenshot of your best trade, post it on Twitter with as much commentary as you can. Tag at Bear World Traders, at MikeB_BBT, and at NormBBT. Also use the hashtags BBT Family. Daydreaming the stock market. We'll announce the winner each afternoon in the room and on Twitter. And then all those trades of the day are eligible for trade of the week, which is voted on by the team and announced on Monday. All right. If you're watching on YouTube and you have not been in the room, what a time to be alive. You can do so at a discount. Come in and you actually have access to 2 chat rooms for the week. So use the promo code premarket24. All you have to do is go to the bearbulltraders.com homepage, scroll down a little bit. You'll see that test drive now button. Click it. Use that promo code when you check out. It'll charge you one time. It does not recur. You will not be charged again. And come try us out for a week.
All right. Thank you very much, Norm. Appreciate that. Okay, let's get to it, guys. We have our list here. Let's start with QCOM. QCOM this morning looking very good, guys, and still going. So that was good. I think we're going to keep everything on here. I don't see anything that we have to take off. mRNA is good. Roku, Lucid, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you know what? Let's move. Roku is more of a possible, guys. It's not there just yet, so I'm going to move that one down. Let's make our list a little more fine-tuned here, and I think that's going to do it. Our secondary list, let's see if there's anything that we need to drop off. Roku is good. Tesla is great there. Tesla might actually be, if you like trading Tesla, that could be on your main list for sure. GameStop, not there yet, but we'll have that on the radar there. IonQ, I don't know about this one. The daily's great. I'm going to take it off, guys. I think we have better stuff on here, even on our possibles list. FSOY is good as a possible. LSPD. I'm concerned with, just the overall price action on this one and how fluid it's going to be. So it just guesses on our possibles list. NEO is good. NVIDIA, it's just great volume there. And AMC, as much as I want to have it here, I gotta make this list a bit smaller. So I'm going to get rid of that one. LSPD, if I can't even remember, I'll look for that in the scanners, but I think that's just going to be choppy and difficult to trade. We'll get rid of that. And there we go. We have a much fine-tuned list here this morning, so that looks better. All right, let's take a look here. QCOM levels, high of the pre-market right now being created at the moment. So we're just going to put a level right on here. I'm on 152. The reason I'm doing a level here is because you can see the area. My Epic Pen is not working today for some reason. But you can see the area there of resistance you're having right before we had the breakout. So that's got to be some significant area for them. Going to mark that down, and could be because they're close to this level here on the daily. Not sure, but definitely want to have that on there. Oh, there it is. It's coming from here, from this little area of support that we're having there. You can include that as well. So that's good. Towards the bottom, we have the low of the pre-market over at 147.09. So that's good there. Got a couple of touches there on the daily as well. Towards the top between the 152.96, almost 153 basically, and 147. We do have this 149 here, so I'm going to put that on there as well. I think that could be an area you want to keep on deck. You can time the pre-market too off the daily. In the pre-market, you are seeing some action around that area too. Not much volume yet, but you are seeing some touches on there. So you want to keep an eye on that level also. Towards the bottom, I'm just going to put one more towards the low, below the low of the pre-market, just in case we decide to change direction here and head south. 144.75, great level on the daily here. That looks pretty good there. Now towards the top, guys, as we continue to break our pre-market highs there, let's get into some action here on the daily. Let's see what we can find. We are looking for good levels that stick out like a sore thumb. Here's one, 159.29. Obviously, all the way up here's another one, 167, right? In here, you have some levels, guys, but they're not like this. They're not like the 159. They're not like the 167. These are very clear levels on there, so definitely going to keep an eye on them as major levels. In here, you do have a minor level on the daily, 156.78. So you can see there's some touches on here. They're not changing direction on the candles, but it's still an area where you have a lot of candles opening and closing right at that 156. So you want to put a level on there and be all set to go. Look at the strength we're getting above this 153 here, guys. This thing is cranking up 11.8. Volume is coming in nicely, man. It is a good day for QCOM, and they are showing it here. Very nice. Let's go down to BBBY. Again, pretty much quiet right now, but me and Norm mentioned it earlier. We're looking for a possible continuation here towards the downside, right? Kind of close this gap towards down towards 1710, whatever that number is. High of the pre-market 20.47.48. Low of the pre-market sitting at a 19.60. Again, not doing much right now. You have some levels here from the previous day that we did just yesterday, so we'll keep those on there from yesterday, and we'll see where it goes here. But again, looking pretty nice for a possible continuation after such a weak open yesterday. I mean, this thing gapped up huge and it gave it all right back. We'll see. The one thing to look out for, as Norm mentioned, is, this is a heavily squeezed stock, right? It's a meme stock, so be careful if you catch yourself, with this thing moving high with crazy volume. Not a time to test your to fail on your discipline, get out of that trade immediately because it can squeeze very, very aggressively. Low of the pre-market on mRNA, guys, 295 on the dot there. Towards the top, we do have a couple of levels here on the daily. 318 is a good one. Look at the area of resistance, area of support, right to the T on here. And a couple of times it dipped lower. It bounced right off that 318. So that's pretty nice there. They are getting slammed today, guys, down 14%. Towards the top, highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. And now we're going to go down towards the low. Below the low of the pre-market, we're seeing some levels here, 272. You don't have a whole lot, and you have 284. I think that's pretty good for now. I don't think they'll slam down that low, but we'll have to see. Looking good there. Very, very active, guys. Great pre-market action, amazing volume. We do have shares for short. That one is in play this morning. Let's take a look at Lucid, guys. I like this one for a possible breakout play. There's tons of support towards the bottom, so hopefully this thing can head towards the area of least resistance, which at this point is north. High of the pre-market sitting at 37.86. Above that, we do have a couple of levels on here. I do like this 39.92, and I like this one all the way up here at 41.57. So we are good there. And then again, highs and lows from the last 2 trading days are doing an amazing job there. You can mark down the low of the pre-market slightly above the previous day close there at 36.90. And you're set as far as levels on this one on Lucid. Heading down to OCGN, and this thing is just it's just cranking. Right now dropping now 14%. Low of the pre-market at the moment is 1080. That might not stick around for long. We'll have to see how that's going to play out. Towards the bottom, guys, the daily here, clear level down here, of course, 817. Towards the top, another decent level here at 926, and then we have another one here at 1039. So a couple of good levels down here in OCGN. Towards the top, you're pretty much taken care of, guys. There's tons of stuff happening here from the last 2 trading days, and you also have your previous day close. So again, do not need to add anything more there. But OCGN very active this morning, 5.1 million, huge drop yesterday, and looking to continue this morning. So we'll see how this is playing out today. All right, that is our list so far, guys. Secondary list, Roku we have on here. Tesla is great. You definitely want to have that on your list. GameStop, not there yet, but we'll have to wait. FSLY, not doing a whole lot. NEO's got the volume this morning. This is one of our top possibles. I'm actually going to put this one up here, NEO, because I think that one can be very explosive today, guys. Their daily looks good for a possible breakout. It's been struggling right at this level. My pen is still not working, but at this level at 45.52. Let's see if we can get going, right? You know, Tesla's leading the way, obviously, with some insane moves. Maybe these EVs want to jump on some of the bag and wagon action there that Tesla is providing. Okay, we're looking good. Let's take a look. Wow, 903. We are done spanking early here. That's very good. Let's head on over to our moderators lineup. We only have one, Mike, NVIDIA, and QCOM so far. So not much from the moderators just yet because we are done a little bit early today. Today was an easy day to build our watch list, which is nice. We need those once in a while. Peter reporting some IPOs for today. I am going to copy those into the chat room, into our YouTube chat. Let's throw that right on here. There we go. So you guys have a couple of IPOs coming out today, a couple of SPACs in there as well. Christopher, thank you so much for the $5 bomb there. Appreciate you very much, my friend. Aloe for the win and keep it green. Yes, keep it green. Let's take a look at how Aloe is looking. Glad that you was able to, sounds like, get a nice trade in there. Whoa, what, you trade this yesterday? Or are you swing trading this? Because today it's not doing a whole lot. So, but yeah, but if you're in this for me is a no for today. But if you're in here from a swing trade or something, congrats, nice move there. But I won't be looking at this one personally. All right, let's take a look at some of the rest of the moderators list. Dima, she's coming in with Apple, BBBY, AMD, and Roku. Tiffany looking at QCOM, NVIDIA, Tesla, mRNA, and then Peter's list this morning, AMD, QCOM, LCID, Lucid, secondary list, Roku, TLRY, OCGN, Z, and BBBY. Yes, lots to watch, Peter. I agree 100%. It's a lot on deck right now. How to manually set price levels in Dash Trader. How to set levels. You're talking about when we do this, when we're setting these daily levels. Is that what you're saying? If you're looking to do that, again, our education center, guys, has tons of these videos all for you. But the way to do that is you can right click on here, right? You get your toolbar comes up. You can click right over here. I believe it's going to be, is it trend line? Is it this one here? Yeah, here it is. Click on this one, horizontal line. That's going to give you that little mark on there. The way I have it is, the great thing about Dash Trader Pro, and we have time, right? We have time to talk about this. Yes, we do. So the great thing about Dash Trader Pro is that you can do a hotkey for almost everything. So I have a hotkey for this levels. I just click on, what is that, an asterisk? It's the one left to the one, right, on the keyboard. So I click on that, and then you can set levels quickly. And then I quickly can hit shift and that same key, whatever that key is, and it removes all the levels, right? So very quickly you can add levels as you need, remove them as you need, and you can move forward. So again, just love Dash for the flexibility as far as hotkeys, right? It's pretty nice. And you got your daily stuff on here. You also have those hotkeys, F3s, F5, you know, it's just very, very smooth on what you can do there. So let's go to daily there. So yeah, pretty nice. And how fast it reacts, right? This is pretty good. I love that. Try to do this on Thinkorswim, which, by the way, I like. I have Thinkorswim, not trying to brag on them. But try to do that type of smoothness on Thinkorswim. Your computer will start seizuring. I'll tell you that right now, because of how heavy that platform is. Cool. So Allo, so I see a lot of you guys talking about Allo. So what's going on with Allo? Because I don't see anything great right now. Is anything happening? You guys have any news? Nope, I don't see any news. No news on Allo. Okay. Yeti, we did look at EVAX. Is concerning a little bit. It's starting to come back. It's starting to look better. It's starting to come back now. So, you know, I don't like stocks that do this, that they pop up and then they drop down and they kind of head back towards the lows here. But see, me and Noah were saying that if we can do this, if we can start going towards the highs of the pre-market and start building this kind of like ABCD pattern after ABCD pattern for a low flow stock, that's good, right? Because this thing was sitting at or it is sitting at what, 9 million shares, 9.3. So yeah, so you're getting some good action here. You're getting some good volume. We need that consistency here, breaking out of the pre-market high. So let's see if this is going to hold here and get above this level here, at least this 23.96, right? We'll have to see, but it's definitely moving. Definitely got some stuff happening there. All right, Jared, I skipped Eamon. Eamon coming in with his list, potential longs, BB, and also Apple, and then potential shorts. He's looking at Oxy, and then he's also adding PFE as a potential long as well. Jared's coming in with his list, QCOM, mRNA, DKNG, Tesla, secondary list, AMC, GameStop, NKLA, the airlines, and also the MJ stocks. All right. Very good. I saw a couple of you guys throwing out Plug. I'm gonna look at Plug, and there was another one somebody tagged me on. I forgot which one it was. But here's Plug this morning. Their volume is a little bit lighter than I would like. Their daily does look good for possible continuation here. But based on my list, guys, I mean, you take Plug, right? And you start comparing it to like even a QCOM this morning, which is just crushing it, man. This thing is on fire. Love QCOM right now. BBBY is probably the one that's not the greatest on this list, right? It could be better, but I'm really looking for another flush here towards the bottom to close that gap, right? even mRNA is a stock that I normally do not like to trade or watch, but today they're looking very, very good, very, very attractive there, like that. Lucid this morning, it's okay. I don't want to see this go south. You know, I want to see this go north here, and I don't want to coming into this congested area towards the bottom. So we'll have to kind of wait a little bit on that one. And then you have OCGN, which is dropping here nicely, testing the lows, looking to get to that 1039 level there. So again, it's tough to look at this and then to add Plug to the list, at least as a main one, right? Maybe a possible, and we know Plug. And the great thing about the scanners, guys, we have scanners here, so we can always, let's see if I can share this without messing everything up here. Which they're not populating much right now because the market is not open. But give me a second while I transition over to that screen. How can I get that over to you guys? Oh, did I mute? Oh, sorry guys, I muted the thing by mistake here. My apologies. Let me bring that back to you guys. So what I was saying is, here now you should be able to hear me. What I was saying is here, guys, you do have the turbo breakup and turbo breakdown. These are the two scanners I'm usually looking for. Like a plug, I want to see plug come up here, right? I want to see plug hit the one of these two scanners today. They're not there just yet. And I was mentioning to our YouTube members and our new members here in the chat room, you can come in here and get access right to the BBT scanners. Just click on this and you're going to get access to trade ideas. The scanners are going to be populating here. They're not populating yet. You only got the turbo breakup and the gap up and gap down. But eventually these will populate as the market opens. You start seeing tickers kind of start popping up here. You can see here QCOM, guys, hitting that new high bid here constantly. This thing is on fire. On fire. So QCOM very, very active this morning. So looking good there. Okay, cool. So yeah, I want to see plug hit that right now, right? They're setting up on the daily pretty nice, but I want to see them hit that. At the moment, they're just not there just yet. So that's what we need for them. Mark from Seattle, man, thank you so much for the $20 bomb. Appreciate that very, very much. Again, guys, every single dollar going to Alzheimer's this month is the charity of the month, matched by Andrew matched by Andrew matched by Andrew dollar by dollar. So thank you so much for that. All your donations, that'll be $20 that Andrew will be donating as well with you, Mark, over to that charity for this month. So I appreciate that very, very much. All right, guys, we're pretty much set 9:12. Brian and Andrew are up next trading live. We have here, what do we have? We have John coming in with his list. He has a Tesla and mRNA on deck, so he likes those two this morning, which again are looking very, very good. I have Tesla as a possible here as well, guys. This one, just wow, Tesla, guys. Seriously, I mean, let's just we have time, right? Let's look back here. Tesla, I mean, what they have done in the last couple of months is incredible, right? Coming back to that 800 level where they kind of tend to struggle with, and just look at the last 3 weeks, just insane. If you like trading Tesla, if you're a good trader of Tesla, right, you are doing very well, my friend. You are definitely enjoying that action that you are getting from them the last couple of days. So that's looking pretty good, right, Jack? Jack is making fun of my dollar match Andrew for Andrew. Okay. Cool, guys. We are all set. I think we are pretty much done here. We got an amazing watch list. Just a quick recap, guys. We have QCOM on deck, which continues to be explosive here. Next level, we have 156, but we'll look out for that 156.78 is the next daily level. But we'll be looking out for that 156 as well. See if we might get some action there. Here's BBBY, not doing a whole lot right now. More of a possible, but I'm looking for a flush there. mRNA continues to move some volume here. They're getting a little bit of a bounce here. This 295, which is a great area of support. Last time we came down here, that is where we found support on the daily, and we were able, after a couple of days, bounce off of that, and we're seeing a little bit of support again this morning right at that area. So let's see if we're going to repeat what we have done in the past. And last time we did gap down and hit slam on that level. Not as big as a gap down like we're having this morning, right? This is here, you can tell is not as big, but still nevertheless gapping down. Here's a Lucid today. I want to see this going north, not great, but an OCGN getting a nice bounce here this morning as well. So that's looking pretty good. Guys, over on YouTube, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to continue here in our chat room, 2 chat rooms. We have our main chat room, as I showed you guys, and we also have Ed from Average Joe Trader also in his chat room, the small accounts chat room. So definitely stop by there if you're interested in that. You can join our trial membership for $24, get a week access to those chat rooms and see if it fits your style. So definitely take advantage of that, guys. Thank you so much. Hit that thumbs up over on YouTube. We will see you tomorrow. It's Friday, so there's no engineering the markets at 8 a.m. with Jared. We will see you at 8:30 with the pre-market prep. We might jump by 8 and do some tea stuff that we do every Friday, just kind of hang out. But we'll see you guys then. Take care and trade safe, everyone. Good morning, Brian. Going good.